So we had another exciting edition of Big Brother. It aired on Sunday, September 11th. 21 years. What is it? 21 years? Something like that. 21 years after um, September 11th. But anyway, tonight tonight's episode. For the first 15, 16 minutes of the episode, all that they basically did was they recapped of the last double eviction that the last hour of the double eviction that we saw. And I'm so glad that they did. It cleared up some things and it also shed light on other things. I got a chance to see what actually happens in between commercials. Like that was kind of great to see, and it kind of set the stage for what happened later in tonight's episode, especially as it relates to Brittany. Um, so after all of that recap, that 15, 16 minute recap of the last episode, basically, right after the right after the last episode, Monte and Turner are talking, and Monte basically admits that Michael was right. That what they did, what Monte and Turner did, was actually a resume booster for the two of them. So that was very interesting. The fact that they're able to tell the truth as much as they possibly can, especially when they're talking to each other. It's kind of it's good to hear. It's good to hear the lies, but it's also good to hear the truth as well. I was also happy to hear that finally Brittany was able to kind of like get over the emotions of the moment. Clearly, Michael had to save his life, right? His big brother life. He had to do whatever he could in order to save his game. And so he thought, I mean, basically he was doing everything that he possibly could. He threw Brittany under the bus in a bad way. I mean, really, if you think about it, that last hour of the double eviction from last Thursday was one of the best episodes that we've seen all season. I mean, in terms of double evictions, that was one of the best double evictions I've ever seen. I mean, I sent a text to Michelle. Michelle, I don't know if you're watching us. Michelle is not with us today, but I sent a text to Michelle, and it was simply OMG. That was all. That was all that you could say, and the hour wasn't over with. It was just so much. But anyway, Brittany finally got over the situation, and her ride or die is Michael once again. Although I do think they didn't get well, they did show it in one of the previous episodes, but Michael wasn't necessarily feeling everything that Brittany was doing, even though for those of us who watch Big Brother Live, she was doing her thing. She was doing her thing to protect Michael in a major way. Once he goes home and he gets to watch this or even talk to people, he'll find out that she was doing like an excellent job. So Turner announces that there is another competition, and there is a killer loose. Basically, this is an escape room. And if you recall, Michael basically said that his job, he works for an escape room. He actually said that he plans escape rooms. And so this hopefully probably would have been a great competition for Michael, but he's been eliminated. So, of course, he can't compete. The first person that we see competing in this particular elimination is Brittany. And oh my God, the first thing that we see, we are treated with her face. Her face was like, it was funny. Like she started it off. The tone that she set was great. Brittany did her thing. I don't know, like just the way that they showed it, it made it seem like Brittany, like she got in and she got out and it was quick, right? The next person that we saw, by the way, there was one scene where they told us that it's totally black. They can't see anything. They can't see shadows. They can't see anything at all. So there was this one scene where Brittany basically was walking over a toilet and she sat down on the toilet. It was the funniest thing ever. I don't know why that was funny to me, but that was extremely funny. But anyway, the next person to compete was Monte. And by the way, it wasn't until I saw Monte with what he was wearing, I was like, what is this? First thing that I thought was Scooby-Doo, right? I forget the preppy guy. That's what he looked like. He looked like a preppy guy. Anyway, so Monte was next. And Monte was lucky. He kind of looked up and he found two boards almost at the same time. And a third board wasn't that far off. So he was able to basically drag those boards with him. And then there was this moment where he basically said his pants almost fell off, and I saw that, and I was like, yeah, give me that. Third was Taylor. Y'all, y'all, Taylor just straight up quit. She was terrified by Liquid. Liquid terrified her. Come on, girl. You've been doing all of this. Like you were public enemy number one, number two, number three, number four, and you give up? Like you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to fight through. I don't care if it takes you 55 minutes. You got to fight through. You got to do it. But she timed out. The fourth person was Allison. Now, I will say that it looked like you never can tell. I mean, they edited the way that they edited it, but it looked like Allison was beasting it, y'all. It literally looked like she beasted it. But Allison can't count to 6. She cannot count to 6. She kept looking for boards. She kept looking for doors. She had already gotten her 6, and then finally she was then looking for the latch that she needed to close or open in order to end her round. She said it felt like 10 minutes, but if you count up, if it was indeed 10 minutes, she could have won. She could have won. Why? Because her time, she came in at 22 minutes and 24 seconds. Think about it. That would have been 12 minutes. The person who won was Monte. Monte came in at 15 minutes, 15 seconds. Who was second to him was Brittany at 15 minutes, 24 seconds. Brittany was right on it. All right. So that was exciting. But can we literally talk about Monte's hoochie daddy's shorts and his thighs? I mean, when he first came into the Big Brother house, this is what he looked like, right? And so it's clear to us that he likes earth tones, right? He likes earth tones. By the end of the episode, this is what he was giving us. And what about these thighs? Like the dude was giving it. And if you ever watch the live feeds, Monte is not shy about walking around with completely shirtless. Even when he's taking a shower, Monte will languish around forever. It's like he just wants the world to see him. And and I did. But anyway, Brittany walks into the HOH room and she tries to sell him on getting Alyssa out. Trying to get Alyssa out. She understands, which I thought was kind of like cool on her part. She understands that Monte is close with both Turner and Taylor, so her only option was to get Alyssa out, right? Everything that she was saying was true. Like she wasn't lying; she was telling the truth. But he wasn't hearing it, and the relationship wasn't there between the two of them. So I mean, if you think about it, he's not going to listen. And then of course Alyssa came in, and Alyssa basically she knows her role, she knows the assignment, and she was down for the cause, right? Hoping that would build some type of relationship, some type of trust between the two of them. It's kind of late in the game for that, but it is what it is. I don't even know if she knows what could be happening in the jury. But I mean, she's doing her best at this particular point. And then towards the end of the episode, Monte meets with Taylor, and they discuss his options, not their options, but his options. he admits that Alyssa is not a comp beast in any type of way. However, in terms of jury votes, everyone is really concerned about Alyssa's potential jury votes. She has, as far as everyone can tell, at least three sewn up. Um, that we can tell. We don't know how the jury is faring at this particular point. We saw them earlier, but as more people come in, their color of what they see and perceive about the game might change. So again, so he admits that he's worried about her potential jury votes. When it comes to Brittany, she's much more likely to win competitions than Alyssa. But between the two, he is thinking about trying to get Alyssa out. So then, of course, at the very end, Monty nominates Brittany and Alyssa. All right, so it looks like I did that in about 11 minutes. It's about 6 minutes over the time that I thought I would. But I just thought I would give an update before Michelle and I see you all again on Wednesday.